Florida, you won. Go home. Go home. Okay. I've been waiting to do that for a long time because of reasons. Um, so, huge game between the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Now tonight, well, actually it's still 5:45 p.m. So today, late in the evening, I had a pretty good day. Pretty good Thanksgiving and a pretty good day. Yes, done my research. We go to Raleigh, North Carolina, which there you go. We play one of the best teams in the league, who is really, really hard to beat in most of the categorized in the situations anyway, in any game really. But they are a darn good team at home. They are a darn good team at home, okay? To give you a context, their only loss before today was their home opener against the Tampa Bay Lightning, another Florida team, our rivals. They lost to them 4-1. Since then, they won 9 straight home games. They beat the Devils, okay? Okay, New Jersey. Then they beat the Bruins. In fact, they beat the shit out of the Bruins, 8-2 at home. Then they beat the Capitals. They beat the Flyers. They beat the Penguins. And then they went on a little road trip. They beat the Senators. They beat the Blues. They beat the Dallas Stars. And then the other night, they beat the Rangers. They're a good team at home. So Florida going up to a really tough task in Carolina to play against the Hurricanes in Raleigh, North Carolina. And no problem for them as they beat the Carolina Hurricanes 6-3 in this game. And the one big reason only that happened, especially in the third period, their defense. Their defense was absolutely amazing in the third period. Little bit of crooked calls going against us, but we don't talk much about that because all's forgiven. So Sergei Bobrovsky once again going up against Spencer Martin. I think they, for what I understand, he is their backups because Freddie Anderson, their top goalie, who we swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, if you remember him, is hurt. He is going to be out for a little while. And I also done my research that Tkachuk still hates Natchez, and he keeps hitting Natchez. And I also done a research that Boquist opens the scoring for the Florida Panthers with a really nice backhand for his 4th goal of the season. He is assisted by Lundell. That's his 10th assist of the season. He's wearing that facial mask because if you remember the other night, he was struck on the puck in the face in the Washington game. So Florida opens up. Balinskis gets called for a high stick against Seth Jarvis, and he goes to the penalty box. Now, Florida unfortunately did not. They did not clear away and did not kill off this penalty, as the guy who was called for Seth Jarvis, he gets his 7th goal of the season off the backhand as well. He is assisted by Shane Gostisbehere. That's his 13th assist, and Sebastian Aho, that's his 18th assist of the season. Jarvis gets his 7th goal of the season, so Carolina ties it up. However, they can't celebrate because 4 minutes later, really, do I have to say his name? Barkov steals the puck from, I think it was Brett Burns, and he gives it to Sam Reinhart, and of course, it's impossible to stop Sam Reinhart's shot from that one. Dead on shot from Sam Reinhart. And good luck stopping that puck. His accuracy is insane, bro. He got his 18th goal of the season. 18th goal of the season. And we're a quarter into the season. Barkov gets his 17 assists. Florida jumps right back to 2-1 lead. Then 2 minutes later, another goal by the Florida Panthers. He is assisted by Aaron Ekblad. That's his 11th assist of the season. And Matthew Tkachuk's 12th assist of the season. Off the wrist shot, a banger. Carter Verhaeghe's 7th assist of the season. He makes this game 3-1 Florida Panthers in the first period. Great stuff there. Great shot by Verhaeghe. And the Florida Panthers are up 2 goals. Now, a few minutes later, a lot of penalties, most of them against Florida. Couple of really bad tripping calls. This one is weak. Dmitry Kulikov gets called for a trip against Jarvis. I don't think that was a trip. I think it was just trying him. I think Kulikov was just trying to go for the puck, and it just so happens that Jarvis was falling. So during that power play, Seth Jarvis with the backhand that was saved by Bobrovsky. A really great save. Penalty on Carolina for a high stick against Naismith is Andrei Svechnikov, who gets called for a high stick. It's at 2 minutes because there was no blood. And then Verhaeghe so it goes on a 4-4. Verhaeghe gets yet a weird tripping call again by the referees. So it becomes a 4-on-3. So it's going to be a 4-on-3 power play for the Hurricanes. And then another freaking penalty on Florida. It's Aaron Ekblad called for an interference against Aho, which is I guess fine if you want to call it fine. You could call it in your discretion. But then there was a lot of confusion after that call because it's going to be a 4-on-3 for a little while. But then the Carolina Hurricanes had 5 men on the ice. They had 5 men initially. Paul Maurice noticed it, had the referees come here. Hey, they have 5 men on the ice. Can you make sure that it's 4-on-3? So they took a little bit. It took a couple of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. That gives, I guess if there's any consolation, Kulikov, Verhaeghe, and Ekblad can get their breather in. At the end, yeah, it's still a 4-on-3. It's going to be a 4-on-3 for a little bit because a penalty from freaking Ekblad. During that whole stretch of penalties, Sebastian Aho hits the crossbar off the slap shot. That was so close. Seth Jarvis with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky. And then Jarvis with the tip in. It was short. And then the second attempt, it was tipped in. It was tipped, saved by Bobrovsky. It became a 5-on-3 for a little bit. That 5-on-3 would be in the regular power play for the Carolina Hurricanes. Jesper Boquist tries to do a little shorty. And actually, this is not a shorty, is it? No, it happens. It literally happens right when the penalties kill off. Boquist with the wrist shot saved by Spencer Martin. And I got to give it to the Florida special teams. That penalty kill, if regarding multiple penalties, they killed it all off. So congratulations. I am giving a round of applause to the special teams of the Florida Panthers. They were terrific. They were absolutely terrific. And they keep that momentum going into the second period. Unfortunately though, it's Carolina's period. It's Carolina's period. So a few missed shot attempts. Gostisbehere with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky. And then there will be a shot on goal. And yeah, Carolina makes it a 3-2 hockey game from Florida. Sean Walker with a pretty darn accuracy shot by him. That's his second goal of the season. He's assisted by Shane Gostisbehere. That's his 14th assist. And Roslovic, if I butcher it, I do apologize. Don't tell me to do my research again. That's his 3rd assist. And Walker's 2nd goal of the season off the snapshot. And then finally, Florida's first power play of the game came from a Sebastian Aho's hooking against Sam Bennett after Bennett trying to get that wrist shot in, which was saved by Martin, but he was hooked. Now during that power play, Sam Sarkevich with the wrist shot. I mean, I thought it was a really nice shot attempt by Mackey, but that was saved by Martin. And to give credit where Spencer Martin, as much as he is a backup, he was doing fairly good, especially in the second period. He is keeping up with a pretty good Florida Panthers team, and I don't know if they have anybody else other than other than their fourth string from, I think it was from Quinnipiac. We'll talk about that in the next video because I have a feeling he might be playing next game. Um, but yeah, that Florida's power play is killed off. So a pretty good penalty kill from Carolina. Unfortunately, give credit where credit's due. And then a few minutes later, when Carolina has the momentum, with Gaspasphere, with the wrist shot, Nacious with a deflection that deflected wide to the left, Sheffield with a snapshot that was saved by Bobrovsky, and then unfortunately, Carolina ties the game up in Raleigh. He is assisted by Jackson Blake. That's his third assist of the season. And Jalen Chatfield with his sixth assist of the season. In fact, he was the one that I thought was the one that was going to get that lucky bounce in. But it turns out it is a really, really nice deflection, redirect tip by Eric Robinson. That's his sixth goal this season. And he ties the game up for the Carolina Hurricanes. So, all right. Okay. Good goal by Robinson. A really beautiful tip-in. Initially, I thought it was a really unlucky bounce off from Bobrovsky, and it goes to the back of the net. But it turns out it's a pretty darn good tip by Eric Robinson. He ties the game up 3-3. Nacious, after Brett Burns with a slap shot, Nacious came really close to take the lead for the Hurricanes. That would have been bad all cylinders. But what happens is he hit the crossbar, and Bobrovsky saw it coming, and it remains tie game. And it shall remain a tie game going into the third period. So we know a couple of things because I did my research. Carolina Hurricanes are really good. It's a really good comeback team. However, the Florida Panthers are also deadly when they are tied or they have the lead in the third period. Which one is going to win? The power of the offensive side or a defensive team like the Florida Panthers? It's offense versus defense. Okay? Think of this as a Stanley Cup final, okay? Because it's kind of the same thing. Edmonton, a really powerful offensive team. Florida with a really powerful defensive team. Which one is going to win first? If you know the saying, defense wins games and defense wins championships, you are correct. Because most of the entire third period before the empty net, Carolina only had 2 shots on goal for 17 minutes. Since then, because of it, Florida was knocking on the door. And finally, the door was smashed through as AJ Greer with a beautiful accuracy shot. He is assisted by Balinskis. That's his 7th assist of the season. And Greer gets his 3rd goal of the season. And it's a go-ahead goal by the Florida Panthers. So a beautiful shot by Florida and AJ Greer. Carver Hagee's trying to make it 5-3. Spencer Martin has it. Forsling also tries to wrist shot it. But Spencer Martin has it. Now, there was a penalty on Florida. It's Jesper Boquist with the high stick against Chatfield. So Carolina goes to the power play, and Carolina did nothing on that power play. In fact, Florida with a really good defense, which would then get the puck from the Hurricanes, from Lo Serenen, and Lo Serenen became a 2-on-1. Lo Serenen shoots one, which was saved by Martin, but it rebounds to Lundell. Step aside, Sam Reinhart, because you have a competitor in a shorthanded goal competition. It's Anton Lundell with the shorthanded goal to make it a 5-3 game. He is assisted by Aaron Ekblad. Aaron Ekblad was responsible for stealing the puck away. That gives it to Lo Serenen, and then a rebound to Lundell. Ekblad's 12th assist of the season, and Lo Serenen's 6th assist of the season, and Lundell gets his 8th goal of the season. Welcome back. A mask Lundell makes it a 5-3 game for the Panthers, and that power play for the Hurricanes is killed off. So amazing defense by the Florida Panthers. So awesome there. Snezhnikov with the wrist shot, which was then saved by Bobrovsky. And then the penalty, another penalty on Sebastian Aho for holding a stick against Thomas. No sack. Florida goes on the power play. Samson Catfish, oh my God, he was so close. I would have been so happy for them to get this one. I'll call him back. Samson Catfish with the wrist shot, which was saved by Spencer Martin. And give credit where credit is due. Martin saw that and he saved the puck. Aaron Ekblad then tries to get that one, but that was saved by Martin, and Florida's power play is killed off. All it did really is milk that clock, and then they're starting to get some shots in after 17 minutes into this game, and at that point, within 18 minutes, they have no choice but to pull Spencer Martin out of the ice, and because of it, Sebastian Aho is trying to be the hero with his wrist shot, his slap shot, and both shots were saved by Bobrovsky. Brett Burns tries to get a snapshot, but that was saved by Bobrovsky as well. Nashis, who keeps getting hit by Tkachuk, that was saved by Bobrovsky. Gaspasphere almost gets one in, but that hit the crossbar. He was so close. Brett Burns again, and in the end, there's no chance for the Hurricanes, as Florida's defense, especially in the third period, was absolutely amazing. And then I should point out, Bobrovsky even tried to get the empty net chance. He tried. He literally tried. So good effort for trying. But in the end, we would get an empty netter to end this game. Loshran with the 7th assist, and then Rodriguez, who played fantastic. His 7th assist of the season as well. And off the wrist shot, Sam Bennett ends this game with his 11th goal of the season to make it a 6-3 hockey game for the Florida Panthers. Close the book, because your Florida Panthers wins big in Raleigh, North Carolina. Huge, huge, huge win. I don't know if we... first win in Carolina since the playoffs. In the regular season, we could not beat them in the regular season. In fact, we got shut out twice in Raleigh. So scoring in North Carolina is tough. But they scored 6 against Carolina. Can't be any better than that. All right. 30 shots on target for Florida, 31 for Carolina, which means Bobrovsky saved 28. 28 out of 31. Martin with, I want to say 24 or 25, or 26 rather, 26 saves by, maybe 25, you're probably right, by Florida. 23 hits for Florida, 16 for Carolina. Carolina face-off wins, it's 34-31, pretty close. Carolina has 5 power play opportunities. They got one in the first period. Florida get 2 power play opportunities, they got nothing. But they do get a shorthanded goal from Anton Lundell. Penalties, 5 penalties for Florida. So for those who are saying ref, you suck, you have more power play chances. You only got 1 out of this one. And also you gave up a shorthanded goal. So sorry, do your research. 3 penalties for Carolina, like I was trying to mention that. Both teams with 14 block shots. 3 takeaways for Carolina, 2 takeaways for Florida. 23 giveaways for Florida, 22 for Carolina Hurricanes. ESPN, as of right now, does not have stars of the game quite yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Florida's social media to see if they have announced the stars of the game, which it should be up there. No, it's not. Okay, it's still a bit early. Aaron Ekblad, he gets his 700th game in. So that's a big milestone. All right, well, they don't have stars of the game up there quite yet. It's 6:03 p.m. I'm pretty sure they will announce it after I upload this video. But in terms of who I think is going to be stars of the game. So, who is going to be stars of the game? Well, I'm going to be bold. Ready? I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say 1 star. I'm going to say 1 star. There's a good one. I'm going to say Lundell. I'm probably going to say Lundell with I'm going to say Lundell with 1 star because his shorthanded goal is technically a game winner, which I think is pretty cool. I can give 2 stars, and also too that Lundell has an assist and a goal, which that could add up with my case. I can probably say Aaron Ekblad would get 2 or 3 stars. I'd probably give him 3 stars because he was a pretty good assist player. And 2 stars, maybe AJ Greer. I probably would say AJ Greer. Or I guess you can give it to one of the Hurricanes players, like Jarvis. Maybe. But I don't know. I don't know yet. That's my predictions. Lundell with 1 star. 2 stars could probably be either could probably be Greer because he was the one that gave the go-ahead goal, or a Carolina Hurricane player, I guess. 3 stars, you got to give it to Aaron Ekblad or Bobrovsky, whichever or. But either way, let me know in the comments if I get it right or wrong. Don't forget, Lundell 1 star, 2 stars, AJ Greer or the Carolina Hurricanes player, and 3, Aaron Ekblad or Bobrovsky. Let me know if I got it right. I'm pretty sure I probably got it wrong anyways, but let me know about this, as this is a pretty good game. And guess what? We got the Hurricanes tomorrow, but this time at Amaret Bank Arena. So don't worry, folks. We don't have to go back to North Carolina anytime soon. Probably, hopefully, till next season, which we go back twice. Great. In the meantime, let's enjoy this victory. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, because Miami TVG has your back. And when he does, hit it right there with the free entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG signing off, folks. See you later on.